Hey guys, so I wanted to address something that I've seen a lot of comments in the videos that I've posted reference Toyota switching to turbo engines as being a big reason of why their quality has gone down and their reliability seems to have taken a hit. I wanted to share some information from when I took a trip. So I was able to go over to Asia for a work trip, visiting different factories that are manufacturing automotive components for the North American market here. And when I was there, I'd love to see like what are the local vehicles and what are people driving, what's on the road in these other countries, right? And how are those things powered? And so there were a ton of Toyotas on the road, Toyotas and Hondas, right? And then there were some other things like a lot of Fords actually, and Isuzus and Nissans, but lots of Toyotas on the road. And so one of the things that I saw was, you know, the Toyota Hilux, one of my favorite. It's basically the Tacoma of the rest of the world. Awesome truck all over the place, every third world country. They're in the Middle East, they're in South America, they're in Asia, but they're all over the place. What are the new ones powered by? If you take a look, I saw one. I was able to drive it around, and I saw these things are, I think it's a turbo diesel. I don't know all the specs on it, but I wanted to highlight, like, that's a turbo engine. It's a diesel, so higher pressure, lower RPMs, but reliable vehicles that are driving all over these third world countries, that are, you know, seemingly been around for a long time, powered by those things and not causing a major issue. You know, it's a really cool looking truck. It's a really cool vehicle. A lot of the same features of a Tacoma, but really cool to see and be able to look at a little closer and give you guys a sneak peek of the engine and kind of how it looks under the hood here. We don't get to see that very often here in the U.S. especially. I love the way these things drive. They're like little tractors, very, very, you know, strong pullers, very reliable, very like just back to the basics of the way a car is going to drive when you need it for long-term durability and reliability, moving slower on rougher roads, a lot more off-roading type driving than we see here in the U.S. The other cool thing is Ford has some pretty cool vehicles as well. They've got what they called, I think, the Everest, the Ford Everest, and I think I've heard rumors of it coming to the U.S. to kind of compete as a more off-road focused Explorer. Those things were awesome. They're powered by a turbo diesel as well, and you can look here under the hood of this truck, this SUV. It's a great little vehicle, very basic, very very nice, but thought it was interesting too, like those things are all over the place. They have like Ford Rangers all over the place as well, and they had like Raptor trim Rangers and different things. Lots of off-road focused vehicles because the roads are so rough over there. A lot of them are unpaved once you get out of any of the cities. So I just wanted to share, you know, that there are a lot of vehicles out around the world that are running these turbo engines and have been doing so for a long time. And it's not necessarily the reason that Toyota seems to be struggling in North America. There's got to be something else to it, whether it's you know, quality control at the actual manufacturing sites, or some of the suppliers that they're now using for components might have dropped in quality to save cost. So I would hope that Toyota wraps this up quickly and kind of gets back to their heritage of just having really durable, really reliable vehicles that are made to last, because that's why a lot of people buy them. And, you know, having vehicles that are, you know, failing engines or transmissions or just not built the way they used to be, where they'd last a long time, is not ideal for a vehicle that's built its reputation on that. I mean, there's a lot nicer vehicles out there to drive than Toyotas. We drive them because they're good and they seem to last a long time. So I wanted to share that. It's interesting information just to be able to see, like, what are other people around the world driving. When I asked, you know, the plant managers and the business people I was meeting with what they drive, they all were like, we drive Toyotas or Hondas. That's what we want to drive. They were mostly from Taiwan, over in Thailand for business, and they're huge supporters, proponents of Toyota quality and Honda quality. I thought that was interesting with everything else that they had available. A lot of Chinese vehicles over there as well. But the ones that have money and the ones that want to get from point A to point B very reliably, they're picking Toyotas and Hondas. One of the cool things too, there's a vehicle that it kind of would compete with the Toyota 4Runner. It's called the Fortuner. Those things were all over the place, and at first I thought they were Prados. They might be like an updated Prado, Land Cruiser Prado. They weren't. In Thailand, there weren't. I didn't see any Land Cruisers. They all had the Fortuners, which are very similar, probably really close cousins to the Toyota 4Runner. But they were pretty awesome too. Also turbo diesel powered vehicles. Everything was diesel over there, which I wish we could have here, because they're pretty durable, pretty robust, pretty reliable, and a lot more fuel efficient than our regular gas engine. So I just wanted to share this, some cool vehicles, some cool window into what other people are driving around the world. Get to see it drive. I got to drive like on the left side of the car when I was driving both the Hilux and the Ford Everest. Just took those out for a quick spin to see what they were like, and it was really cool to be able to drive. This is the first time I ever drove on the right side of the car as the driver, and the right side of the left side of the road on the right side of the car. It was pretty cool, neat experience. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys and just give a little insight. And next time I travel anywhere, I'll definitely take a look at the vehicles that are there, and I'll do a deeper dive, maybe get underneath some of them and show like what these things look like underneath as well, to compare them to our trucks and vehicles here in the U.S. So hey, hope this helps, and if you like this content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And we'll keep putting more stuff up for us to take a look at. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.